Shanti. Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. Peace is my real religion. Who am I ask myself. Am I this body? Or am I the living being in this body, the soul? I realize that I am the living being, the soul who resides in this body. It is I, the soul, that gives life to this body. When I, the soul, leave this body, the body is just a corpse. The body is made up of the 5 elements: air, water, earth, fire, and ether. Unto dust it will go back to the dust. But I, the soul, am immortal. I, the soul, am imperishable. I am neither male nor female. Sometimes I may take birth as a man, sometimes I may take birth as a woman. But I, the soul, am neither male nor female. I, the soul, am a tiny point of light. A point of light so subtle that I cannot be seen with these physical eyes. Yet, I, the soul, am the one who gives life to this body. I, the soul, reside in the center of my forehead, near the hypothalamus. I, the soul, see through these eyes, hear through my ears, speak and eat with my mouth, do work with my hands, and also walk or run with my legs. It is I, the soul, who makes this body work for me. I, the soul, have 3 organs within me: the mind, the intellect, and the sanskaras or habits. The mind has a different job to do. The intellect's work is also different, and when the mind and the intellect work together, a sanskara is formed. Or if the intellect is not listened to by the mind, also a wrong action is performed. The work of the mind is to create thoughts. It has emotions. The mind has got many desires, and the mind also imagines. The work of the intellect is to discriminate between right and wrong, good and bad, what I should buy, what I should not buy, etc. So the intellect discriminates. When the mind and the intellect work together, a good action is performed. But if the mind doesn't listen to the intellect, but does what it wants to do, then the wrong action is performed. These lead to my sanskaras or habits. Some of my habits are good, and some of my habits are bad. I check myself and see what habits I should renounce. Do I have anger? Do I have jealousy? Do I have hatred for anyone? Am I lazy and careless? I check myself and slowly remove my weaknesses so that I only have good habits within me. I learn to discriminate between positive thoughts, ordinary thoughts, negative thoughts, and waste thoughts. I have to check myself because nobody else knows what I am thinking about. I know my own weaknesses. I learn to give up all negative and waste thoughts so that I become a powerful soul. I am a powerful soul. I am a child of God. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Today I learned about the law of karma. The law of karma says, whatever you do, you get the return of it. If you do good, you get back good. If you do something bad, you get back the bad. God is not responsible for your karmic accounts. He is not responsible for your suffering. Neither are your friends and relatives responsible for your suffering. You alone are responsible for your happiness and for your suffering of karma. Your relatives may give you problems. It means that in your past life, you have given them suffering. And now, it is their turn to make you suffer. So you cannot blame them. What can you do? Learn to be patient. Don't give back to them in words of anger or hatred. Don't fight with them. Be quiet and keep your mouth shut. Don't reply in any way. You need a lot of patience and tolerance to settle your past karmic accounts. Nobody is to blame for your suffering, neither your mother-in-law, your husband, your children, or anybody else. Even at the office, your boss may give you extra work to do. He may not treat you very well, but you must continue to be nice to him and try and finish whatever work he gives you. So karma is of three kinds. Good karma, giving happiness to others. Bad karma, giving sorrow to others. And neutral karma, which is neither good nor bad. So continue to do good actions. Give inspiration to those who are weak, who are also looking for some solution to better their lives. Give whatever help you can to others, but do not give anybody money, because if the money is used in a bad way, that karmic account also comes back to you. You may buy vegetarian food for beggars, but do not give them money so that they may buy non-veg food or buy cigarettes,
Sunny,
or even drink. So don't give money to anybody, but you can do a good job if you give them vegetarian food to eat, because you yourself are a vegetarian. So don't help them to eat non-veg food with your money. Why we are body conscious, why we are continuing to do bad actions is because of being body consciousness. Body consciousness brings the 5 vices of anger, lust, greed, attachment and ego. But if you are soul conscious, you will see everybody as a soul, a child of God, no matter what their race, religion or gender is. So continue to do good karma and stop doing bad actions. But the best way to settle your past karmic accounts is to remember God with love. Make time every day to remember Him with love, because God can make you into the King of Kings in the golden age. He can make you a rich subject or a wealthy subject, an ordinary subject, even a maid or servant, according to how much you remember Him and to what extent you settle your past karmic accounts. One more thing about karmic accounts is you have to do your duty to whomever you are responsible for. Continue to do your responsibilities, but also do not spend too much time on any hobby. Some people may spend hours in a certain hobby, but you must not spend too much time in any hobby, but learn to spend your time in a worthwhile way. Continue to make time for God, because the more time you make for God, the more you will benefit. So karmic accounts can also be created by countries. They can perform good actions, help other countries, or they can do bad things by making people into slaves, by giving them suffering and hardship. So countries also can create bad karma. So I have to learn to perform only good actions and please God. God knows whatever I'm doing, and with my hard work, I will also definitely get His help. With God's help, even labor will become easy for me. I am a peaceful soul. I am a child of God. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul. I, the soul, am a tiny point of light. A point of light so tiny that I cannot be seen with these physical eyes. I am the child of God. I lived in the soul world, close to God. God is the Supreme Soul. He is also a subtle being of light, but He is the most powerful one. He is the Master Almighty Authority. He is the Father of all souls, of all religions. He always stays in the soul world of Paramdam. Paramdam has many names. It is called Nirvana, Brahman, Shivalaya. God never takes a human birth. He does not come into the cycle of birth and death. He is the one who knows everything. He is powerful, and He knows everything that goes on this earth. He knows the birth of every soul, the past, the present, and the future of every soul. God only comes once into this earth by taking the support of Brahma Baba's body. So Brahma Baba is the lucky chariot of God. God comes in the body of Brahma Baba at the end of the Iron Age, when all souls have to return home. God comes and gives us teachings. He teaches us what we were and what we have now become. How can we once again become those elevated beings of the golden age? He tells us what to do and how to do it. He gives us knowledge. He's the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of peace, the ocean of love, the ocean of mercy, the ocean of happiness. He's the ocean of all the qualities that we admire in God. He's the greatest one of all. It is His mercy that He comes and teaches us how to become elevated once more. The age that He comes is called the Confluence Age, the end of the Iron Age, and before the beginning of the Golden Age. This Confluence Age is a period of almost 100 years. It is the age in which He changes the whole of mankind. He changes them and takes everyone back home. Now, I know the beginning of the cycle and the end of the cycle too. I too have become knowledgeful, and I make effort to remember God, because Baba says that only when we remember Him will the sins of our past births be settled. I continue to make time to remember God as the Supreme Being of light. I am light, and God is also light. It is a point-to-point connection. I continue to remember Him, and I can see the change in myself. I am becoming more and more progressive as the days go on. I am the loving child of God. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Sit comfortably. Keep your eyes slightly open and look at any object in front of you. I, the soul, learnt about the cycle of time. Every cycle is 5,000 years. There are four main ages: the golden, silver, copper, and iron. Half the period is heaven and half the period is hell. In the golden age, there was health, wealth, and happiness. There were very few people there. Because the people were few, people owned large pieces of land. The buildings were made of gold, diamonds and silver. There was nothing lacking in heaven. The people lived long and they had a very happy life. There was health, wealth and happiness. After 1250 years, the people come into the Silver Age. The Silver Age is also 1250 years. Here, they have about 80% happiness, 80% of happiness. So the happiness reduces little by little. Here, the people take 12 births. So the lifespan also becomes a little shorter than the Golden Age, where they live to 150 years. In the Silver Age, people continue to take birth. More and more people come down from the soul world. And at the end of the Silver Age, there are about 330 million people who are called deities. But at the end of the Silver Age, the people become body conscious. They are attracted by the bodies of others. They begin to indulge in vice, and all trace of heaven disappears in earthquakes, in floods, etc. And the land also breaks up into pieces. And people go in different directions to look for a living. The Copper Age comes, and the people now have become body conscious. And because they have become body conscious, they begin to experience sorrow from their relationships. And it is at this time that they begin to look for God. And so worship also begins in the Copper Age. In the Golden and Silver Ages, there is no worship of any kind, because the people themselves are like deities. So in the Copper Age, worship begins unadulterated. There's only the worship of one. But as time goes on, worship becomes adulterated. The deities are regarded as God, and people start to pray to Krishna, to Narayana, to Rama, Sita, and so on. So the number of deities also begin to increase, and people build various temples to them and start praying to the deities, thinking that they are the incarnation of God. At the same time, other religions also begin to appear. Abraham starts the Jewish religion. Then comes Nepal, where Buddha establishes the Buddhist religion. Christ comes and establishes the Christian religion. Then Nabi Muhammad comes and establishes the Islamic religion. And Guru Nanak comes and establishes the Sikh religion. So as the number of religions grows, people start fighting each other and try to convert others into their religion. And so peace becomes less and less as time goes on. And from the Copper Age, we come into the Iron Age, where people are completely degraded or tamo pradhan. They begin to think that money is God. They have forgotten God. They only pray in namesake. They are not really sincere. And they also begin to be corrupt and indulge in all the wrong practices. At the end of the Iron Age, God himself comes in the body of Brahma, the first man, or Adi Dev. Is also called Adam and Eve. His partner is called Eve, and in Islam also they call Adam dan Bibi. So God gives knowledge through Brahma, and he shows us the way to become Sato Pradhan once again. And now, if we make effort, we can once again go back to the golden age after returning home first. Our home is the soul world, the world of souls, where God lives forever. So I am a child of God, and I am now making effort to remember Him, to have my sins absolved, and also to go back to the golden age where I first appeared on this earth. I, the soul, am a child of God. I love Him, and I will do as He says. I am God's lovely child. Om Shanti.